You want to know to whom you are listening? This is a good idea in general. Today on stage, the creators interview and the genesis of the channel. Today I'm so excited because I have a wonderful interviewer here on stage. We will talk through everything you want to know about the channel. Margot and me, we know each other for more than 20 years, but this is the first time actually that we are having an interview together.
Hi YouTubers, hi Klaus. You're creating a cool channel here. I guess your followers are curious to know more about you. Can you tell us a bit about your background?
Well, my background is in the telecoms business. I'm a professional engineer and I started my career at the University of Stuttgart, where my duties were students' education and research projects.
Aha.
In 1991, I received my doctor's degree in the field of antennas and wave propagation. In the telecom industries, I had an exciting career. Starting in systems engineering for mobile radio, where we had lots of projects around the world. I took management responsibilities in projects, R&D, commercial management, and in the business development. I also worked in the M&A field, which is not very common for engineers.
Wow, that sounds like a broad experience. I can imagine that you had to make big leaps between your different functions.
Yes and no. Sometimes I had to be a bit courageous for the changes. But in most cases, I was sitting in the driver's seat myself to arrange my own phase. And sometimes I can say that I was even initiating the new functions by myself. You know, like we realized, oh, we need business development for the new business field. But who is doing that? I said, well, yes, I'm doing that.
Okay. I'm pretty surprised that you started a YouTube channel. Can you explain why? And how did you get to this idea?
I admit the reasons are not very obvious, but anyway, there is a number of them. Besides my interest in technical and scientific stuff, I love to be a bit creative from time to time.
Aha.
My hobby is electronics and especially wireless technologies, where I'm tinkering a bit with gadgets, boards and code. And I am a great fan of open platforms for exchange of knowledge. Now, having a background in education, electronics and telecoms, I felt that I would have something to tell. And when I try to explain something complicated, it usually isn't that my listeners run away screaming. It motivates me to tell something valuable for other hobbyists and future professionals.
Okay.
YouTube is the perfect platform for this. You can start at any level, your risk is low, and you have a global reach. And in addition, you get perfect tools to manage your channel.
Aha. Aren't there any hurdles to realize such an idea?
Well, unfortunately, this is not completely correct. It's only true as long as you don't need someone else's copyrights. That's why I am practically creating the whole content on my own. But honestly, with the background music, I couldn't reach the creative height where I wanted to be. I wanted to have some introduction and background music that is bringing some drive into the videos. And it was not easy for me to find some suitable music here. Fortunately, I was able to make an arrangement with friends who are quite successful at making exhilarating jazz music. The band is called Jasmo, and it's my pleasure to publish the link in the channel information.
Nice! You are using a funny logo with a little pixel monster that I like a lot. How does that relate to the content? And has it got a special meaning?
Well, Messi, as I call the little guy, is a very old creation of mine. He is something between a monster, that stands for the mess, and an owl, which is a symbol of wisdom. In the late 80s of the past century, I worked at a research institute, and one day we got a brand new Kyocera black and white laser printer. I have to explain that this was before internet and before local area networks. We just were happy that everybody had an own PC in the office. At that time we had no clue what it means to be always connected. The Kyocera we mounted onto a table with wheels so that we were able to share it between the offices. One day I found out how to hack the printer's fonts, and I decided to prank my colleagues a bit with that. I created this little monster and downloaded it to the printer. It appeared whenever the capital M should be printed.
Cool.
Unfortunately, then things got a bit out of control. Instead of one of my colleagues, the secretary fetched the printer in order to print some important letters. Next, I heard the yelling and the crying from the secretary's room. She was completely desperate. She thought that there was a computer virus on her PC. At that time, we knew that computer viruses exist, but nobody has ever seen one. In the end, I was lucky, because no one was mad at me and they loved the monster.
Nice story. And this is now part of the logo?
Yes, exactly. However, I had to create something around Messi in order to make it meaningful, in a sense that explains the educational channel character with tips and tricks, etc.
Okay.
The Messi schematics and the word electronics unmasked shall underline this. Electronics unmasked is an artificial word creation for the brand, and I do not even know whether Anglo-Saxons are using these words. Maybe now.
Okay.
You know, best ideas often appear complex and messy. Often there is many problems to be solved before an idea can be realized. The logo shall give already a hint that the tutorial episodes and the tools could be helpful for my followers.
Okay, it seems to be a valuable channel for your target group. How many episodes are you planning?
Currently, there is about 50 substantial ideas for new episodes in the pipeline. There will be code, experience with software and hardware, complementary spreadsheet tools, tests, simulations, and a bit theoretical stuff.
Cool.
Of course, wireless technologies will play an important role, but there is a lot more where makers can benefit. My plan is to provide tutorial videos and complementary downloads so that beginners can use it straight away to overcome beginners' problems, or more advanced people can dig the tools and methods to get deeper insights. In any case, I'm trying to provide fun and education to my followers. Does this make sense?
Absolutely. I'm not sure whether this is intended or not. but your voice is always slow and kind of neutral. Couldn't you make this a bit funny and more enthusiastic?
Oh yes, I would if I could. But honestly, I'm neither an actor nor a professional speaker. I just try to make myself understood, no matter on which continent my followers are living. Probably the best choice is then simple and slow English. I'm always looking forward to the feedback of interested people. Maybe one day I will translate the episodes to other languages. Or I let Google Translator doing that for me. That would be another good reason for slow and clear English.
I noticed that downloads like Spreadsheet Tools are often playing a role. What's the idea behind this?
For me, spreadsheets open up the possibility to educate people on different levels at the same time. Complicated formulas can be made easy to use for practically everybody. And furthermore, I can transport the methods and formulas to the users that are seeking deeper know-how on the topic. They also can reuse them for their own projects. I want to give a sustainable value for hobbyists and future experts that doesn't disappear when the video tutorial is over.
Looking at the videos, tools and the other material to download, isn't that taking a lot of time and energy to create?
Oh yes, it does. However, it is a hobby for me. The work is giving a lot of fun and satisfaction to me. And maybe later, when I see it is monetizing, this would give me the best feedback and motivation to go ahead and create new episodes.
In your videos, I see a broad spectrum of topics. Where do all your ideas come from?
A lot of them are coming from my R&D background and my electronics hobby. I always find a lot of experiments, results and ideas to share with my followers. Sometimes I get inspirations from other channels where they introduce new electronic boards or demonstrating some code or new gadgets and tools. Inspiration also comes from my earlier episodes where I often realize that I need to cover some additional aspects. Then I try to jump into the niche that is not covered yet. Finally, my followers' feedback plays the most important role for new ideas.
Okay, electronics equipment and measurement tools can be really pricey. Isn't that a big hurdle for electronics hobbyists?
Oh yes, indeed. Especially when it comes to RF measurement equipment. However, hobbyists usually don't need high accuracy and certified equipment. I'm giving a lot of tips to build cheap measurement tools that do the job.
Okay. We were talking a lot about your electronics hobby. Have you got other hobbies?
I'm having a lot of fun with hiking and biking together with my wife and my friends. Friends are always playing an important role in my life. They encouraged me to go ahead with that YouTube channel.
Okay, Klaus. Thank you very much for your insights. You know, my passion is human resource development. And for me, it's always nice to see new ideas to impart know-how. We are curious about the coming episodes of your channel. Before we close the session, have you got a message for your followers?
Be curious, have fun with the episodes, no matter on which level you are. Create your own visions and ideas. Maybe my episodes will help you a bit to realize them. Now, stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe and support the channel. See you soon in the coming episodes.